Guys, welcome to the channel. Ooh.
The story of Pinocchio. Geppetto was a poor toy maker whose dearest wish had always been to have a son. One day, as he sat at his workbench making a wooden puppet, it seemed to look at him and to smile. "How I wish I could look on the face of my son," he said. "I would call him Pinocchio." Geppetto did not know it, but the blue fairy had heard what he said. "He deserves to have his wish granted," she thought. "Pinocchio shall be a son to Geppetto." And as Pinocchio's eyes opened wide, so there came a chirping noise from the fireplace. "Meet Jiminy Cricket," said the fairy. "He is your conscience to tell you right from wrong, Pinocchio." Geppetto was overjoyed to have a son at last. "You must go to school, Pinocchio," he said. "That's right," nodded Jiminy Cricket. "Otherwise, you'll turn into a donkey." Geppetto even sold his only jacket so that he could buy Pinocchio the spelling book he needed to take to school. "Goodbye, father," he called. "I shall make you proud of me." But that was before Pinocchio knew fire. Eater's Puppet Theater was in town. Taking no notice of Jiminy Cricket, he sold his book to buy a ticket. And soon he was on stage, singing and dancing. Fire Eater wanted Pinocchio to stay, but when the time came to move far away from home and Geppetto, he was afraid. Being a wonderful singing, dancing puppet didn't seem so clever after all. "Geppetto sold his jacket to send me to school," he sobbed to Jiminy Cricket. "He'll wonder where I am." Luckily for him, Fire Eater knew Geppetto, and he gave Pinocchio 5 pieces of gold to take home to him. "I can buy Geppetto a new jacket," cried Pinocchio. "5 gold pieces! Is that all?" scoffed a cat. "Bury them in our magic field," said a fox with him. "You'll have a tree of gold next day." "No, Pinocchio," said Jiminy Cricket. "That's Geppetto's money." How Pinocchio wished he had listened to Jiminy when he discovered that the crafty cat and the sly fox had dug up the gold he had buried. The fairy heard Pinocchio crying and asked him what was wrong. "I dropped the gold I was taking home to Geppetto," he sobbed. "Now I can't find it." And as he spoke, something very strange happened. Pinocchio's nose began to grow. "Where do you think you lost the money?" asked the fairy. "On the way to school," he cried. "It must have fallen out of my pocket." By now, his nose was so long, he could hardly see the end of it. "Well, Pinocchio," laughed the blue fairy, "now you know how one small lie can grow into a big lie, just like your nose." At once, Pinocchio promised not to tell any more lies, sobbing so hard that the fairy took pity on him. "If you had listened to Jiminy Cricket," she said, "none of this would have happened." Pinocchio knew this was true, and, full of good intentions, he set off home. He had only gone a little way when a carriage full of children came along, pulled by some very strange-looking donkeys. "Come to the land of toys," they cried. "Play all year round." "Don't listen to them," warned Jiminy Cricket. But Pinocchio was already jumping up, determined not to miss any of the fun. He thought the land of toys was wonderful. No books, no lessons, just as much play as anyone wanted. After a while, he noticed his ears felt rather heavy and long, thick and furry. "I said that you'd turn into a donkey if you didn't go to school," scolded Jiminy Cricket. "What will you do now?" "Geppetto!" cried Pinocchio. "I want to go home to Geppetto." Pinocchio was afraid everyone would laugh at his donkey ears, but the people were too upset even to notice. "Geppetto went to sea looking for you," they said. "We think he was swallowed by a whale." "Poor father!" cried Pinocchio. "I must find him." He made his way to the place where Geppetto was last seen and jumped into the inky blackness of the sea, gusts of wind hitting him in the face. Suddenly, he saw a light ahead. He swam towards it and found himself crawling, then walking into a sort of underground cavern. "Pinocchio! Pinocchio, my dear, brave son!" Pinocchio had never been so glad to see anyone, even if he had swum inside a whale by mistake. "We'll get through the whale's mouth, then make for the shore," he told Geppetto. "Just follow me." When the whale opened its mouth, they were out. But Pinocchio was soon very tired, swimming for Geppetto as well as himself. By the time Jiminy Cricket had guided them to dry land, he could hardly move. The Blue Fairy was waiting when Geppetto carried him to dry land. "Well done, Pinocchio," she said. "You have shown that you are a brave and loving son. You shall have your reward." And instead of a wooden puppet, Pinocchio became a real boy, with a beaming smile for Geppetto and a conscience of his own to tell him right from wrong. How happy Jiminy Cricket was for both his friends.
The end. See you next time.